markets currently are already on the expensive side and built on unrealistic assumptions.
So Patrizio, the US economy appears to have decelerated at the beginning of the year, and this deceleration was also acknowledged by the Federal Reserve. So can we take a closer look at the latest US jobs report and what it indicates?
Okay, yeah, you know, the US jobs report is always a big mover for markets, and especially the last one, you know, there was a big surprise on weak job creation. But you know, it always sends a lot of conflicting signals. So the way we tend to look at it is to look at the broad unemployment. You know, there's a statistic that is hidden in the report, which is probably the most accurate because it includes all part-time workers, you know, temp workers and everything. And the message from there is what? Is that the US economy is close to full employment. The labor market is tight. It means also that wages are going up, which is not good for corporations. It's good for some consumers, but it's not good for corporations. And it's tight, but it's not getting tighter even. We are probably close to full employment. We are probably close or even beyond the top of the cycle. So decelerating, yes, but at the same time with rising costs for businesses.
So how realistic is it that the US will receive a strong earnings recovery, and what will it take to achieve this?
Okay, well, it's not realistic at all. You know, if you look at the consensus of analysts, they're expecting 20% recovery in earnings per share in 9 months. And it's completely unrealistic because growth will be what, 4%? Sales growth will be nominal, you know, 4%. Margins are under pressure. As I mentioned, labor costs are rising. And the international economy is not growing faster than the US. So there's absolutely no way to achieve this kind of result. So markets currently are already on the expensive side and built on unrealistic assumptions.
And now taking a look at China. So at the beginning of the year, we saw China's stock market slide 8.5%, which was absolutely detrimental. But what can we expect? Is China a cause for concern again?
Well, you know, no one is looking at China right now. Everyone is looking at Brexit, okay? And in 3 weeks' time, whatever happens with Brexit, we'll have to look at the rest of the world again. And the problem is what? I mean, China has been suffering from weak growth. They have tried to reflate the economy by getting back to old tricks. What are those old tricks? Is infrastructure spending, which is not really productive, financed by a rise in debt. And so China is piling debt, is not getting more productive as it used to be. And it's at some point it will raise concerns again. And the main concern, I'm glad you put that chart, because you mentioned those panics. You know, there were 2 actually, one last summer and one in January, when China let the currency down. It's up in this chart because it's versus the dollar. And after the panic in January, they tried to to stabilize the currency, and you can see it on the right-hand part of the chart. And people were relieved, investors were relieved. Now we are back to an all-time high for the dollar, all-time low for renminbi. So if we go beyond that level, probably concerns will reappear. Probably they will not reappear before Brexit, but after that will probably be one concern more for international markets.
Well, Patrizio, thank you so much for coming in today and sharing your insights with us.
Okay, that was my pleasure. Thank you.
That's all from myself and Patrizio, but for all the latest updates and exclusive market moves, do keep clicking back to Dukascopy TV.